Greetings, everyone. Welcome to my live stream. I'm not going to be on long because it's kind of late where I am, but just wanted to go over a few things. And because of YouTube's guideline policies, I can't touch any of the firearms, so let's have them in the background. So I'll wait a few minutes. I know it is kind of late. Your week and everything's been good. Haven't posted a while, just been busy with things, so just trying to do stuff and some other things that my son was doing, helping him with his job. So that's pretty much it. But I'm gonna get into what I really wanted to talk about, and it's my favorite pastime. It's these EOTech Holy Warrior. I got this one. This one is different than the other one that I had. It's the other variant they have. They actually have three. So what I'm working on doing is trying to actually be able to display all three. However, it's still going to take a while for the third one to come in. The third one is the one from where all these are Holy Warriors. So they come from Hong Kong, but the third one is a holographic one. It's closer to the real EOTech. And the reason why I'm display these is so that you can look at this stuff and see if it's something that you want to play around with, or if something that you don't want to bother with. That's mainly the reason why I use them. And what's important about this is if you see one of the shorts I did, Bass Pro actually had one for sale, and some poor person actually bought it. And I feel bad for them that they actually, paid the money for a cheap counterfeit EOTech scope. I really feel bad about that. But I mean, sometimes that happens. So that's mainly the reason why I buy these things so that I can show you guys what not to buy. Even though the Holy Warriors are pretty good, but you still don't want to pay like $500 or $600 for essentially junk. And what's funny is I went to the lady at the counter. Like if you look at the video, I did a short. I guess I can link to it. I actually told her. I said, "Hey, this is fake." And they said, "Oh, it must have been a supplier." I actually think somebody actually swapped it because these things are so small and you have them in your pocket, and then if somebody comes in and say, "Hey, I want to see it," they can just swap it out. But I'm gonna do more testing on these Holy Warriors. I'm gonna test them on the shotgun build that I have, because the shotguns, it will be able to give us a better it'll be able to give us a better indication of how it's going to hold up to the recoil. So this other variant one that I have, I believe it's the Holy Warrior S1, but it's the more expensive model. I want to see how it actually does with recoil And I'll show you the main differences between the $40 Holy Warrior and then the $105 Holy Warrior. So let me open up the box. So this is what it came with. It has the instructions and a bunch of other stuff, stickers, the same stuff, cleaning cloth. This one is very bright. I already put batteries in it. So let's see, can I get her out of here? So the reason why I go over this is I want you guys to understand so you don't get taken when you looking at these. This one is actually correct. It has all of the correct markings. So if you went into the store and you didn't look any closer, this is actually correct. You wouldn't be able to tell at first glance that this isn't a real EOTech because it is almost correct. So as you can see, when you look at the bottom, all the markings are correct. It has the patent number, not the holographic, I forget whatever you call these little stickers here. But all that stuff is correct. It even has a purge valve here because, I call that, but that's not what it is. This is how you fill it with nitrogen. This one is actually filled with nitrogen so it doesn't fog up. And it looks the part. So this one's like $100. This one here is the one that's $40. And there's a noticeable difference. If you ever come across one like this, they're easy to spot because these screws aren't correct. Real EOTechs don't have these screw holes in here, but it does have the hole for the purge valve, and it doesn't have any other markings for the what do you call that? For the patent numbers. Now, the main difference between this one and this one is that this one is a lot brighter. Let's see, I'll cut it on. I don't know if you can actually see it when I do it. But that's it. This thing is really bright. And it doesn't have like, you see, it doesn't suffer from the parallax problems like normal that you get when you're dealing with these red dots. That's why you have to be careful. Another thing is this does have a night vision mode, and it doesn't have a green. It doesn't turn green or anything like that. It's not like two color. It's just one color. And this one mirrors it. This one does the same. I just have this kill flash installed on the back of it. But I'm anxious to take it to the range and see exactly how accurate and how much recoil it can hold up to. That way you don't waste your time and money thinking, oh, well, I can buy this. And this might be alternative to buying an EOTech. I'm waiting. There's one that I want, but I'm waiting for the price to drop to go on sale. Normally around Black Friday, they'll have some on sale. So that's when I'm going to purchase the one that I have my eyes on. I don't really want to spend the $700 on it right now. But that's just one thing you can look at it and know what you're getting. Now here's the thing though. So this variant if you have this one and it's going on a rifle or something that doesn't have a lot of recoil, it will probably do just fine, like on AR. You probably won't have any issues with it being able to actually have it function. It'll probably do just fine. But I don't think it's going to do as well with the shotgun. I did some early testing with this, and it might be a recoil issue because it actually turned the sight off. It could have been that I didn't have the battery tight enough. But what I plan to do is, I plan to, on the shotgun anyway, I plan to co-witness the sight, borsightamin. I have this. This is what I use for the shotgun. And then when I use that, I'll co-witness all my sights. I have the iron sights. I'll have the PEC 15 sights. I'll do all those so that everything is hitting exactly the same area. Then I'll start doing the testing on it to make sure that I have it as accurate as I can. I'm going to also use slugs. I've had pretty good success with these. A lot of times when you see people sighting in their firearms, they don't really use like foresighting tools. They just sit it on like a bench and just fire a whole bunch of rounds. I found that when I use these, it cuts down a lot on how many rounds I actually got to fire. Now, as far as the AR is concerned, this is the brand that I use. I use this one here, and this is my 9mm that I use to sight in the Trichicon sight, and then this one here is the one I use to sight in for the 5.56. I think I bought this one at Bass Pro for like 30 bucks. They're really good. The batteries don't last long on these things, but they're worth their money. It stops you from wasting a lot of ammo whenever you're trying to sight these guys in, because sometimes it takes several shots to try to sight it in. So that's pretty much it for these. So same difference. Like I have this one for the 12 gauge, and I'm going to use that so I can sight it in. I'll see how accurate this is. I'm not going to do in those weird tests you see a lot of the other people do on these scopes. I'm not going to, not scope sights. I'm not going to throw them down and drop them and bang on them and submerge them in water and all that stuff. I'm not special forces, so I don't have any reason for my rifle to get submerged. I don't have a boat. I don't swim in lakes, oceans, or pools, so I got no reason for anything to be submerged other than just a little gentle splashes of water. Let's see here. Seems these things eat batteries though. It's supposed to cut itself off after a while, but it at least that one there didn't. Now the Holy Warrior packaging seems to be pretty good. I mean, it's a cardboard box. But once I get my hands on the other one, I'm waiting on it to come. That's the holographic one. I can show all three of these and test them, and then you'll be able to really know the difference if you wanted to purchase one, and also to make sure you don't actually get taken if you are at a gun show or somewhere and somebody's selling one. I don't know about the holographic one. Those are still kind of expensive. 400 bucks is it's pricey, so I don't really see anybody trying to pass those off on you because it's not really a high profit margin for that one. Now these ones here, there is a higher profit margin on it because they're relatively cheap. Like I said, the $40 one, I could see somebody trying to sell you one and you didn't realize it, and you end up spending an extra $500 or $600 for junk. You don't want to do that. So that's what I'm thinking. I plan to get back to the range, but my Jeep's in the shop, and because Jeeps are Jeeps, I had to take it to the Jeep place. And everybody in my city is always saying, "Oh, you need a Jeep mechanic." I didn't realize when I bought the stupid vehicle that I needed a special mechanic to work on it. That's what sucks about owning a Jeep. I don't care which variant you own, they all are finicky and weird. I have a Cherokee one that's the one that is what is it, like a 2018? The one I have is just a step below the Trailhawk, but it has all this stuff on it like all-wheel drive. Well, it's not all-wheel drive. What is it? What do they call it? They call it something else, something stupid that Jeep calls it. But anyway, it allows me to select what mode I want. The only difference between the one I have and the Trailhawk is I don't have the rock climbing model. The Trailhawk, you can lock the hubs, and I've taken it off road. It does pretty good off road. I just can't lock the hubs, but I can go in sand and mud and go just fine. So a lot of times when I'm hunting or really like going in the backwoods or going to the range, I can get back there and not have any issues with it. But one thing that sucked is I had to pay like $500 for the battery, and it's because it's some type of battery. It's not like a. It's almost like a marine battery, like a deep cycle battery. Because some of the Jeeps, like the one I have, it has like a power inverter and electrical outlets and all this kind of stuff on it, which is cool and all. But it sucks when you have to do repairs on it because it's expensive. And so my vehicle's still been at the dealership almost, it's almost going on 2 months now. I'm waiting. They said they're still waiting on parts. So Luckily, I got another vehicle. Oh, you know what? I gotta look at my glasses because I got comments down here. I'm sorry, guys. I'm almost blind now, so I gotta put my glasses on. It may sound weird because I have my Meta glasses hooked to my Bluetooth. So when I look at the comments, if it starts sounding weird or muffled, that's what it is. So let's see what the comments are. Okay, what we got here? How's your day, sir? Nice red pot. Okay, Dot. Hey, I thank all you guys for looking at my live stream. I don't do many live streams, but I do appreciate you taking out the time. Let's see what is this one here. It's just EA 1911. Picked it up on the 29th. That's cool. So he loves his Hollow Sun. That's Korean. I think it's Korean, right? And my day's good. So I think I'm caught up on all the comments. But yeah, man, everything's just been doing pretty good, other than the fact that I don't have my Jeep. And that is my dog. You hear some noise? That's just my puppy. Hey, buddy. What's the matter, buddy? Why don't you get in your chair, bud? Get in your chair. What's the matter, buddy, huh? What's the matter? Why don't you get in your chair? Get in your chair, buddy. Yeah, my buddy here, he has his own special chair he sleeps in. When he's not in my room, he has a bed and all that. That's in my room. And then he sleeps in my son's bed. It just depends on where he wants to go. Come on, get in your chair, bud. Get in your chair. Get up in your chair, buddy. Come on so you can be comfortable. Come on. Get up there. All right, buddy. You all right? Yeah. Or am I disturbing you? That's what you're trying to tell me? Trying to tell me you can't sleep because I'm making all this noise? Yeah, I know. I know. Get your paw. You comfortable? I won't be on too much longer, bud. Then we can go to bed. But back to what I'm saying, that's all it is. So I've had some good success with sighting in the AR, and it's pretty accurate. The thing I like about this model AR is this is my son's ones, but it's both 5.56 and 2.23, so I can fire both calibers out of it. But it kicks really hard. It's So I guess at some point he'll buy like a muzzle device or something so that he can kind of control the recoil in it. And of course, the shotgun kicks as well because this is shotgun. And that's the thing I don't like about the shotguns. If you hear some noise in the background, it's just my bud. Let's see here. Want to make sure I look at all. Yeah, I'm caught up on the comments. But yeah, if you hear the noise in the background, that's just my dog back here licking his paws, which I don't know why he keep licking his paws. Buddy, what are you doing? What are you licking? Why don't you stop licking? You can go, I don't have your bone. I'm sorry, but I left the bone back in the room. We'll have to go get that later. But all in all, it's pretty good. When I sighted in the rifle, I tried to co-witness both of the sights as best I could. And that's what I'm going to do with the shotgun. I'm trying to get all of that ironed out. I don't know if I'm going to, what color I'm going to paint it. I know I'm going to paint it a different color other than black. I just don't know what color it's going to be. Now back to the EOTech clones and stuff. The only one that you really gonna have trouble with identifying when it comes to these holy warriors, it will be the holographic one. But you probably won't see too many of those because they're like 400 bucks. Most people at that price point are just gonna buy a real EOTech. I'm only buying it so I can review it for the channel to see how it actually functions. So that way you'll know what you're actually buying. And I buy them so you don't have to. That's pretty much what I do. I like reviewing different, different things like that on the channel. Marty, stop licking, buddy. Yeah, stop. You just keep licking. Oh, yeah, I forgot I got these glasses on. You probably can't even hear me with the sound. I totally forgot. Let me take them off. I'm just talking. I forgot. These things, their sound is, sometimes the sound is bad. So if that's the case, I apologize about the sound because I totally forgot I had them on. These Meta glasses are good, but they ride on your nose sometimes. And so what ends up happening is your sound from the microphone gets muffled because it's riding right on your nose. But so sorry about that. If the sound wasn't coming through clear, I apologize for that. But back to what I was saying. That's my plan. I want to go do some more, like I said, testing and some more mods on the shotgun. I've almost got it dialed in when it's pretty reliable. I mean, pretty reliable for the Turkish stuff because our Turkish friends sometimes when they build stuff, it's not as reliable. However, I've had pretty good success with this Tokarev, a lot more than what a lot of people have had with those Benelli M4s. But I want to get my hands on one of those. I do want to get those a try and see how good the Benelli clones are. Let me see here. Yeah, I want to see how accurate those clones of those Benelli M4s shotguns are. For most of the videos I've seen, people that had them, they're always breaking or unreliable. But a lot of times those videos people do, there's a lot of hyperbole on it. They just do them for like dramatic effect and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. Not to saying that they don't malfunction, because I think a lot of the issues with them when it comes to the Turkish shotguns, it's probably something to do with their casting. It's probably a little rough because like on the Tokarev, some of the casting marks are rough. And those little pieces that are rough, they will make your gun malfunction. And what you're really supposed to do is like go over it with like an emery cloth, like 1,000 grit emery cloth, or maybe 1,000 grit sandpaper. And what works real good is like baby oil or either mineral oil. And you want to take it and you basically want to polish all of the rough edges. And you don't want any rough edges that are snagged when you're trying to have your gun, when it's, what's the word I'm looking for? When you're trying to have it, when it operates like in normal operations, you don't want a bunch of rough edges on it that's not being smooth, because all that stuff snags and hangs up and makes your gun malfunction. Because a lot of times what I used to do back in the day, whenever I had my firearms, I would take the finish off of the inside, so all the internal parts are all smooth. There's not any finish or anything on it. And back in the day, I used to do that a lot for customers when they wanted to have work done on them, or like I was polishing the feed ramps. Because that's the one good thing about I can say about the Torque Rev, at least it has a nice big feed ramp you can polish. That helps your ammo load in there, because a lot of times I noticed, I don't know if you ever seen some of my older videos, like the one with my Tech 22. It doesn't have a feed ramp. The feed ramp is on the magazine since it uses the Ruger 1022 mags. And that thing jams like I don't know what. It's just like it. I guess you could say it jams like Michael Jackson. Uh, but yeah. But that's what I plan to do. Like I said, I have the laser sight tool. I'm gonna sight it, co-witness all my sights. I'm gonna get the iron sights and then the PEC 15 and then the EOTechs, and then I'm gonna see our faux EOTechs, I guess at this point, the Holy Warriors, and I'll do the test on them. And I'll see which one will hold up and which one won't. And we'll go from there. But if I've had pretty good success though with the scopes on the AR. I can't really show them to you good because of YouTube's gun policies, but that one is, it has a little battery in it, and it has a little light in it. I think the light in it is green or red or something like that. It's, it's pretty good. It's supposed to be for low light. It seems to be all right for 5.56. One thing you guys got to be careful with, if you have a 5.56 rifle and a 300 blackout, make sure you mark your mag so you don't accidentally load the wrong mag. I've seen people do that at the range and blow up their rifles. You'd be surprised how many people um, accidentally load the wrong cartridge into their rifle. But I don't own a 300 blackout. I like the 5.56. It seems to be okay cartridge. And our deer here aren't huge, so 5.56 is plenty for if you're doing deer hunting. It's not like we got elk or moose or any huge deer. And if it'll kill a person, it ought to do pretty well with hunting. Although some people say you can't use it for that, but I don't know, whatever. I rather that than shooting them with the buckshot, man, because sometimes when people use the buckshot, it doesn't hit the deer right, and you don't want to wound the animal or maim them. And in my state, you can use rifles or shotguns for hunting. And I don't know if they're still the same, but they still classify crossbows as a rifle. So you would think as if you were hunting with a bow, you could use that on bow season, but you can't with a crossbow. And I've shot arrows like a bow and arrow, but I'm not really much into the compound bows. But some guys I work with, they like to use everything. They use a compound bow and then crossbows and then rifles and then muzzle loaders. I even knew a guy that did primitive hunting. I don't know if any of you guys ever did that, like with the crap. I don't even know what you call that, but it's like one of those primitive Neolithic spears, the kind you have like a little stick or something to launch it with, and then you kind of I'm gonna forget what that thing is called. But anyway, it's like a spear, and you use like a stick or something on it to launch it to give it more momentum. And then I think the guy he used to use like slingshots. But that's a lot of work where, he took the stones and put in like the little leather slingshot and would hunt with those. You gotta get too close to the animals using that. But that's being said, I'm gonna get out of here because it looks like my battery is about dead. And I need to get another charger because my old one broke. But I appreciate you guys looking at my stream. And I'll try to do more live streams if this one does good. But either way, I appreciate you taking the time to look at it. And I appreciate everybody who's took the time to leave comments. So I'm going to see you guys later, and thanks for watching.